Alright, so today was pretty crazy. I did not take any trades because this small three I was not looking on the charts, and the other ones basically were like pretty like I was pretty careful because I have never kind of seen that before. It's so I was not comfortable taking these. However, um, based off of the models, these all would have been valid trades. Okay, I was just a little bit careful at this moment. So I want to make sure that I've seen that once or twice happening before I really enter off of something that I'm like subconsciously not comfortable with, um, or intuition wise. But yeah, I'm gonna just go over these trades. I think there were like um, five or maybe six trades, and I all like except the first one, which I would have taken. They all were I all marked that out before they hit my TP. So yeah, they gave me a good amount of confidence of all these trades for the future. So we're like I think 5 or 6 wins, which was pretty crazy actually, like pretty crazy. But yeah, we will go over that. So first of all, when I went to the charts, immediately came to my mind Model 7, overextend to the downside. As you guys know, only trade against the trend when we have a Model 3 or a Model 7. Wait, yeah, Model 3 or Model 7, I think. I'm not even sure with my models because I moved some stuff, renamed something. But yeah, so what I expected was, and as we actually do, I think that we will approach this high, eventually obviously go to the upside here to the upper limit, but that was my overall bias for the day. So I went to the charts at like, I don't know, 4 in the morning or so, which is like, what is that? I think 10 a.m. GMT plus one. And yeah, basically bullish for the whole day. I was pretty sure about that. Now, the first thing that happened was we switched or changed this trend here, as you can see. Um, and then immediately what we had was a Model 1, or that's not even a Model 1 now because we did not break that trend to the upside, but this is a Model 5, as you can see here. Wait, I have to really go back and do that stuff from the beginning. And yeah, I'm gonna just delete everything so this will be more authentic. But I hope I won't forget anything. But this puts me to the test a little bit. So yeah, we break this trend. Well, I have to do that again here. So we break this trend. What do we expect the Model 5 to occur, right? So this is exactly what we did here. Now what happens is we overextend, right? So we put that from the highest high here. Oops. This is where the trend starts. Um, and we basically what we do is we overextend pretty drastically. And what you can do is just put your tool here. And now what happens is we basically have three in one trade. So what we have first is a Model 5. Now Model 5 is just first valid when we kind of break this, but we have the level for that. We have a Model 7. Um, what is that? Model 7 version 2. No, version 5. Yeah, Model 7 version 5. Because Model 5 version 5. Um, and we have a Model 3. So 3 in 1. And we basically wait till it gets to that 50%. And what it does here. Then what happens is I wait for this. And we overextend again. So you could actually do this again here. And here it's on the 75 percentile. And there are so many things on the chart again, but what you could basically do is, if you want to be really greedy, could just take that from the break of here, this trend. So about from about here, put that to the low and expect it to go to this high as a model 5 would do, right? Um, but this is like very complicated. Normally what I would do is I would take this from probably the break of this trend. But this is totally possible. But as I said, this is like a little bit, I'm not comfortable with that taking it yet. In the future, probably will be otherwise. Um, but yeah, we basically overextend twice. You can obviously also wait here. By the way, I don't know. Yeah, now it breaks it. Now basically, and again, there's too many things on the chart. I can't really even see it. Let's just delete everything here. So we break that. Now the real model 7 occurs. Okay, so this is an overextension plus a model 7. So right now you could enter again and have your TP at that upper limit here. Just wait till it hits it, and you can obviously just yeah, you can obviously just also scale that to the upside here. Doesn't matter, but this will be the model 7. In this model 7, right, you can take even smaller trades. Okay, so if it would load, please. Whatever. So we pull back. Oops. We pull back here. As you can see, you can enter here again to the upper limit. I don't know where exactly that is now, but you can. Now we have another trade here. Then what we have here, another reaction. Okay, now I would be careful. We almost touch it, so I would put it a little bit till we touch it. Now I would take my TP. Okay, so this is like the second or third trade, if you want to count this. Yeah, it's probably the, let's say, third trade. Third trade. So now what we do is there's a model 8. We break this previous trend. Now we have an area where we can be sure that we are going to be bullish, right? So I would expect before we get that retracement here for the model 5, and here was I was a little bit I was very careful because normally model 5s don't look like this. So we don't go to that. We don't make a higher high before we make that model 5. Normally we have model 5 like this. And we um wait, let me just check how it was. Yeah, we let's say we have this downtrend, right? Normally what it does is it breaks it and then goes to here, maybe even further. But I've never seen something that would first go to the high and then or to the beginning of the trade and then does it. So I was pretty careful with that, but that's why I didn't enter. I just marked that out. Now I hope this works. Now as you can see, we broke this. Even though we had a little sweep, but this is a bigger sweep here, and I was pretty sure it wouldn't break it. So now what you do is you enter off of here and have your TP at that 50% level. Okay, so this is a 2-hour trade. Now, when I was looking on the charts here, if I would delete everything, I would think, you know what, we're gonna be bearish for sure. We're gonna break this trend, go to that 50% here, and yeah. But because I was so sure, especially after this sweep here, because we did not do that before, which tells me that we're gonna be bullish. Um, I was super sure that we're gonna hit that 50%. Okay, so I just left it, and we did hit that. Yeah. And then now what happens? Now we're ready for a model 4 because as you can see we are in the levels for retracement. And wait, let me just analyze this. As I said, like I won't remember everything that I did. but it's a good exercise. Yeah, technically what you could do is you could take a Mall 7 here, maybe, but as I said, I'm not with these Mall 4s, Mall 7s. There are a lot of versions that you could do. For example, this is a Mall 7 version 4, but I'm only really familiar with the Model 7 version 1, right? Or maybe Model 2, Model 7 version 2 or version 3. Um, these are all good models. However, with the model version 4, I would be very careful, right? This is the first time I really saw that happening and really feel like comfortable taking similar trades. Um, but as you can see here, yeah, this is, I don't think that we will have a Model 7 version 4 very soon. Um, however, we could have a Model 7 version 4 with additional confluences. And as you can see, I will just pull that up here. Oops, that's the wrong one. Oh. We are at that level here. We're at the 50% of this trend, and we are overextended. These are, I believe, 4 confluences that we have additionally. And I know there's a lot of things on the chart, which is very annoying. But basically what you could do is a Model 7 or a Model 3 combined with a Model 7 version 4 with a additional 50% of the trend and a fib, and additional Model 3. Now I don't really know if it hit that before it went down. But as you can see here, goes down, and now, yeah, you could have had a nice Model 7 version 4 plus levels, all that stuff, plus Model 3 to that um, lower limit here. Till it hits it, that's what your TP is. Okay, that's what a Model 7 does. Now the power of the Model 7 plus a Model 3 is, wait, let me just draw that up. As you can see now, I'm literally making combinations of these models here. So this is also pretty crazy. So basically what it is you overextend Model 3. Just put that here. You overextend. Then you have a break. And additionally you have a Model 7. So around here there is somewhere a very strong level. Okay? So there is a 50% of a Model 5 or a Model 2, or there is a lower or upper limit. In this case, there's an upper limit. No, it has to be, yeah, no, upper limit. Yeah, because normally Model 7 is just enter off of here, but there is a strong level, right? Very strong level, so this supports it. Normally I would not take these. Or yeah, you have just a Model 3 combined. So this is very strong. And now, normally a Model 3 I would take to this lower limit of this trend, or I would take it to that 50%. But because we have a Model 7, you can take this to here. Okay? So this is going to be a very powerful trade with a higher R, higher as a Model 3 and higher as a Model 7. So yeah, this is pretty powerful. This is pretty powerful. And this is exactly what happened here. Now it looks a little bit different, but as you can see here, we have this uptrend, we have an overextension into an upper limit, and also additionally a fib, and yeah, a break, take that to the low. We have this is like okay, I would not have entered here, problem. Maybe I would have entered. No, Probably would not have. Maybe here. Maybe after this candle, I probably would have entered here. So this is 2.7 RR against the trade. Keep in mind, against the trade. Normally, if you would take that, we would trade against the trend here. If you wait for that break, would enter, I don't know, here, then you would have to adjust um, your TP because you're moving up, right? So it's constantly getting smaller. So for a counter trend trade, 2.7 RR is pretty crazy. And obviously now I'm also expecting it to reverse because this is also a combination with the Model 4. So either what you could do is, oh, there's so many things on the chart, man. What you could do is just put that, just put your TP at the 45, okay? Boom. Yeah, that's a 7.37 RR trade, man. And also, like this would be one trade. Then the second one that I not the second one, but the second one after this trade was a Model 8 again. So Model 8s, oh, are very nice to take. Oh, there's so many things on the chart, man. Ay, ay, ay. I have to delete some of here. Delete everything here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Just leave that on here. Just okay. Yeah, that's about right. Here, what we do is we break this, and as I said, in this area here, this is an area where you can be pretty sure that we're going to continue this trend and hit that 50% at least, right? So that's what you do. You just wait for retracement, you enter here, maybe one-to-one, doesn't have to be something fancy. You can have one-to-one here. It's also very the small trend here, but that is the Model 8 here. Then you have a spike up here at the lower limit, and then essentially what you do is you break it. Now, same exact thing as happened here, as what happened here. We overextend into the 50%, and then what we do is we break this. We have a Model 3 combined with a Model 5 and a Model 7 version 5. Push up. Guess what? And now we're somewhere here, I think, in the upper half at least. Exact same thing. But yeah, let me just try and do that. But yeah, that's only 1 minute. Okay, so that's pretty hard to trade. You have to go to the probably 15-second to trade this. So I probably wouldn't have not have taken a trade here, but I at least marked that out. Okay, nothing there. As you can see here, at some point we touched that lower limit perfectly. Then we align. You can take it after we kind of push up here. Then we have a Model 7, which you have to wait. I put it here, okay. Goes back in. Take this to here. Have your stop down there. Model 7, Model 3. Then what we do is we push that up. Okay. And as you can see, after a Model 3 occurs, a lot of times it breaks it and creates a Model 4 and 5. So that's also very powerful to know. As you can see now, it retraces from that 75%. Also like perfectly, almost. Probably is perfect, but my drawing is probably not perfect, but yeah. Oops, I didn't want to delete this. I want to delete this. Yep. Okay. Now we do have here again, as you can see, break, retracement to the 50, Model 5, or 60s obviously. Break, re-break. Now we have a, this is a Model 2 with a Model 5. Every other model here that we have. And I hope we did not get stopped out here. Did I put my, wait, what did I do with my stop loss? Would have been down there. Okay, so stop loss is down there. Because this is where the reaction happened, obviously. And yeah, obviously could have put that all the way up to here. Like, come on, guys. This is crazy. Um, I might actually come out with a new model, which is, as I said, a combination of these, and this is basically the, let me just draw that up here so it stays in my head longer. Basically, Model 5 or Model 2. Well, no, it doesn't have to be Model 5, whatever. We're just having a retracement, okay, from here into the 50. That's too much. Or obviously it could also work, the 60s could also work, so okay. A little bit more. Then we overextend, okay. Giving out free saws, man, that's crazy. A lot of free sauce here. Okay, that's not perfect, but just imagine that it would align, yeah, with the maybe 75 aligns, maybe 50, I don't know. It's not that important. So we overextend. Then we wait for this break to occur. And so we don't have to wait, so that we don't have to wait for this Model 5 or Model 2 to break this trend. We can actually enter after this lower time frame trend is broken, target everything up here. Genius. And then goes to RTP. Yeah, this is basically the model, I would say model. Model 2 or 5 plus 3 plus, oops, plus 7. Okay. Yeah, we have to find a name for that. I don't know. I'm gonna try and think about some names. Think of some names here. Um, but yeah. And yeah, I think that was it for nah, was it? I don't know. Let me just. Now we're just continuing this trend here. Yeah. Okay, now we're on live market here again. And on gold, there was not much about trading here. I'm expecting a Model 2 on a higher time frame. As you can see here, we overextended pretty crazily. Well, I'm not expecting a Model 2 essentially, but as you can see here, after Model 3, it is very not likely, but it's, I say, more possible that we have a break of this trend here. As you can see, we also react to that perfectly here, like to the tick. I don't believe that this is coincidence. Okay, well, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. But we were in that 50%, and we still are. So, and we kind of make or show a reaction to it. So I was originally looking for sells here, but because we are here, I just not bother trading here. Or at least I will take buys, but because we are at that upper limit, I won't take any um, buys. But maybe if we break that here, there might be some good trades. But it seems like, yeah, we're a little late. Say 11 a.m. So I don't know if that will form. And also here we are. Yeah, we're maybe here we get something, some model 3. Or what I could see happening would be a model 2, obviously. That would be very nice to have. Yeah, that would be, or essentially this is then a model 1. So bottom model 1 with alignment of the not model 2, but alignment with a, well, essentially it's a model 2 too. So, but model 1 with 50% would be a pretty nice trade. Obviously, I am very confident in this direction overall. Technically, what I could do is, if I would not care anymore, I would just literally just could take a trade like this, because I don't know, but I really think that it's gonna go to the upper limit, but also could be otherwise. But again, too much yapping. But yeah, I really want to make sure that that stays in my head, because they were a lot of good lessons. Um, yeah, I think six trades. Yeah, 6 trades, or maybe 5. Well, yeah, I see you guys. And yeah.